and welcome to Sportstar's Match Point Paradox. This is Pranay Rajiv and Abhishek Saini, and today we'll be taking you through the IPL 2025 match between Chennai Super Kings and Kolkata Knight Riders. Over the years, we have seen Chennai Super Kings CSK roll over teams with spin, cruise to home wins. But today we just saw the opposite of that. You could say that they had the taste of their own medicine. So after being put into bat, they struggled again, particularly against spin, and CSK ended up with their lowest total at home, and eventually they considered their third consecutive defeat at home for the season, and fifth consecutive defeat again. And obviously it was the biggest defeat for CSK in terms of balls remaining. It was a complete catastrophe for CSK, that you could say that. Let's go back to the beginning. Let's go back to the beginning after CSK being put on the bat. Their openers struggled. That's been a point of conversation over the last few weeks. Abhishek, what do you make of that whole drama?
Yeah, I mean, CSK has been very adamant on putting it across that they are not a team which will slog from the first delivery. Stephen Fleming has said it in the press conferences multiple times that they will build their innings gradually. Today, MS Dhoni at the toss said, we have more authentic batters. That was the word he used, and we're not going to just go haywire on the leather. So they're not really attacking from the first ball, and they're then eventually not being able to build their innings either. Devon Conway and Rachin Ravindra, they have a very similar sort of template, and today they got in Moeen Ali to the left-handers, and that just really never allowed them to get going. Vijay Shankar in the middle, 13 runs and 12 runs of two successive overs, along with Rahul Tripathi. He tried to sort of get that comeback, and they were still in the game at 59 for 2 in the 10th over. It looked as if they can still get to 150, 160, which is always a fighting total, at times a winning total at Chepauk.
Yeah.
Shivam Dube came in later on in the innings. He played some 30 deliveries, scored at almost run a ball. Again, couldn't really get going, 3 boundaries. There was in fact a 63 ball spell.
Almost half the innings.
More than half the innings. That's nearly 11 overs where they could not pick a single boundary. And that just really goes to show how well KKR had control over the tempo of the innings. And at 103 for 9, they were actually 70-80 for 9, and it was looking as if they won't even post 100. But a few boundaries towards the end from Shivam Dube got them past the 100 mark, but it was still not enough to avoid settling for the lowest total at Chepauk. But as I said, credit to KKR also for having that stranglehold over the innings. How do you rate the KKR spinners today?
KKR spinners, as we all know, Sunil Narine and Varun Chakravarti, two of the best spinners in the entire league actually. They haven't had the most comfortable of starts to this IPL season. Varun in fact had a couple of very weak games. But today he stepped it up really well, and then of course we all know Varun's numbers against Dhoni, Sunil Narine's numbers against Dhoni. But the idea to bring in Moeen Ali, considering the fact that CSK has a lot of left-handers in their lineup, they have the 2 openers, then Dube, then Jadeja. So to bring Moeen Ali in, put him in the power play, where he delivered a wicket maiden, that set the tone for the rest of the bowling innings. And then Varun and Sunil Narine followed it up exceptionally well. We have spoken a lot about Sunil Narine. Varun, of course, obviously we have also been speaking about him in the last couple of months. These two, on their day, they can win the game for KKR. Just these two, and then you get Sunil Narine who comes out with the bat and then finishes off the chase. That power play burst by KKR openers, that just killed the game. Obviously, the game was almost done, but then
and not to forget the drop chances. Vijay Shankar was handed 2 reprieves, absolute sitters.
One by Venkatesh,
one by Sunil Narine. And if probably he'd been nabbed, say 10-15 runs earlier, this could have been somewhere around a 70, 75, 80 run chase for Kolkata Knight Riders.
Also CSK's batting strategy, like they they obviously started with 3 overseas players. Patrana was left out, assuming that he'll come in the second innings. And because of the collapse, they had to bring in Deepak Hooda, who fell for a 4-ball deck.
Yeah, again, it's not, I don't know what has happened to Deepak Hooda. He was very consistent with LSG, chipping in through the middle order. But I think, I don't know, maybe it's finding a space in that sort of a middle order where you have big guns in Jadeja and Shivam Dubey and MS Dhoni. He liked to finish those innings between the 14 to 20th overs for LSG, but he's not been able to emulate that for CSK. And with a below par total, Ajinkya Rahane at the post-match presentation said that the first priority was to get the 2 points, but given how the power play went for KKR, CSK managed 31 runs in their 6 overs. KKR was at 34 inside 3 overs. So after the start that they got, Ajinkya Rahane said the main priority was to get the net run rate a big boost, and they did that. They were 6th before this match, and their net run rate has seen them shoot up from 6th to 3rd after 6 games. And that was all from today's game. But the IPL action never stops. We have Lucknow Super Giants taking on Gujarat Titans in Lucknow on Saturday. That's the first game, which will be followed by Sunrisers Hyderabad hosting Punjab Kings at the Rajiv Gandhi International Stadium in Hyderabad. As always, Sportstar will keep you up to date with all the latest news and updates.